District 5 Sylacauga City Council person Laura Barlow Heath joins us this morning. Laura, good morning.
Good morning, Jimmy Dale.
Good to have you with us this morning, and you're
you.
out mighty early today.
I know, it's pretty early this morning.
It must be some news, making news from City Hall. Tell us about it.
Well, we had a great council meeting last night. I just wanted to clarify something that was said at the end. Our police chief got up and he gave the address of City Hall as his address, since he, doesn't reside in Sylacauga, and he proceeded to address a Facebook post I had made about why I voted against the F-150s that were proposed.
The trucks.
For the police
trucks.
department.
Okay.
And, when we were voting, we were, you can go back to the local news sources and see from our October 1st meeting that what was voted on was $370,000, almost $371,000 for 4 trucks.
Okay.
And that's roughly almost $93,000 each.
Is that equipped and everything?
That's equipped and everything.
Okay. All right.
So I want to see our police department flourish, because I truly believe Sylacauga has the best police department in the country. I've always advocated heavily for them to receive raises and other things.
Right.
And so as the conversation went on, I interjected and was like, I have the documentation. And I was told I was breaking the law by interjecting. I'm not going to put anything out there to the people that I do not have concrete evidence of. I always come with receipts of everything that I propose or I put out there to the people. And I, felt like the people need to hear clarification on that. What we received is what was voted on in our initial documentation. If they got it for cheaper, that's great, but it was not relayed to the council. I didn't vote on that $370,000 amount. Not because I don't want the police department to have trucks. I want the police department to have a take-home car program. That is a huge incentive for retaining and recruiting officers. And right now we're 7 officers down. We have 3 that are about to retire, 2 more that have applied at other places. And it's very concerning to see our police department numbers, and I do not want to see them continue to dwindle down. I want us to be, our pay is now very competitive. And that take-home car incentive is the last thing on the list that, we need to have available to offer as an incentive to people to, why do you want to come work for Sylacauga? Well, of course, because we're the best police department in the country.
Is that something on the table?
Well, it is, but if we continue to pay, $93,000 almost for per vehicle, that would be $3 million to update our fleet. And we've got to do something more cost effective, and that's what, these people are, the department heads are placed in positions because they know what they need. And I'm not arguing that, but I also see it from a standpoint of, I serve on a public safety committee for the state with Alabama League of Municipalities. I talk to other departments and I try to get a grasp on things to know what I'm voting on, because at the end of the day, I represent the people of Sylacauga. I've got to be a good steward of the taxpayers' money, and our people deserve to be protected. And if we can, and it all goes back to the people. This is the people's money. We want to have the best of the best, which we do, but we want to continue to recruit the best of the best. And that's a huge incentive, is that take-home car program. And I think we could find a cheaper option like an Explorer or something, where we could get more than just 4. We could get more at a time, so we could begin that program.
So is the crux of the matter this morning that you feel like that the police chief personally attacked you? Or
I think that he, honestly, we expect people who are to enforce the law to follow the rules, such as, our ordinance that I guess was being referred to last night that I was breaking the law, states that you must be a City of Sylacauga resident and state your City of Sylacauga address. And I felt like it, the people, when we had the issues going on with the immigrants, and we were viral all over, the internet, and those people still had to get up there and give their personal addresses, knowing that we're being in the national spotlight. And I felt like that was very unfair to the people that are being served. But look, that job, I wouldn't want that police chief job and I know he is getting acclimated to that position. And I get that emotions were high. I get that he is, dealing with going into a new position. Then people were asking him about the cost of the vehicles. And I understand that.
Was this on the agenda last night?
No, sir. It was at the end where citizens of the city of Sylacauga are allowed to get up and speak.
Right.
And so I get it. But my people need to know, and the people of Sylacauga need to know, that I fully support the police, that I did not mislead the people, and that it can be found on Sylacauga News. There's multiple ways to find this information, and I'll be glad to provide what we were provided, to vote on. But it was also relayed when I voted no against those trucks that I was against the police, that I was not supporting the police anymore, and that is far from the truth. And so I made a Facebook post and explained, because that's the best way to reach everyone at once. And I explained it, and I said, this is why I voted against it, just like I just explained to you. And it was not well received. And so I have a right to address my citizens in my district that vote me in to represent them and the people of Sylacauga. And last night we had on our accounts payable a social media policy for elected and appointed officials from some company that had put it together, that's going to be eventually presented to the council to limit what we're allowed to post. And I don't know, I requested last night, I saw it on the accounts payable, and I said, look, we don't have a copy of this, and I really feel like it's unconstitutional. I'd like a constitutional attorney to look over it, because we're not employees of the city of Sylacauga. We represent the city of Sylacauga, but we represent the people that voted us in. That's who we represent. And why would our speech be limited? Why are we not allowed to have that constitutional right of freedom of speech? And so I brought that up last night. We ended up passing it because they do have to pay the vendor. There's already been a promise to pay the vendor, and we can't leave that unpaid. So I am curious to see what it looks like. And I don't agree with it. I don't think anybody, as we've addressed previously, should be limited to their freedom of speech.
You responded to what the police chief said?
I was told
without calling any names called, is that right?
I spoke up and I said, I have the documentation, and then I was told I was breaking the law. But the rules apply to everyone, and I get emotions were high. I get that's a tough job, and I'm not knocking our police chief, because again, we have the best department in the country. We have a great group of guys, but I also have a duty to the people of Sylacauga, and I have a duty to make sure that my name is cleared with something that is being put out there that is not very accurate.
Yeah. And
so we have a great group, and I know the mayor will handle that, because I know that other council members have approached him about any city employees speaking up to the council and wanted them reprimanded. But I know that the mayor has a way of handling things, and I trust his judgment and I trust his call.
You do know, Laura, that there's a lot of people in Sylacauga that doesn't trust the city council.
No, and I can't blame them. I can't, and that's why I've worked so hard to be transparent to the people of what's going on. I've worked so hard, and to have somebody, discredit my work over the last 4 years by basically claiming that what I posted was not accurate, and you can't believe what I posted on there, when I have the proof, I have the documentation to back up what I post. You can go on local news sources. You can read what was voted on.
Why would he do that? Why would he?
I don't understand. There's a lot of division that I've never seen. It's kind of occurred over the last year and a half amongst employees and the council, and it's very, but there's better days ahead. And I get why the people does not trust the council. And, I get bothered because I see, I know how hard I work. My family knows how hard I work. I mean, there's some days I'm getting calls until midnight, and I'm here to work for the people. I'm here to help the people, and that's all I care about, and it takes one person like that to completely discredit 4 years of hard work and still mislead the people, you know, and the people deserve transparency. And over the last year and a half, it seems that we have slacked on that in areas.
I understand we have a new council president and council pro tem that was voted on last round as well.
Yes, Tiffany Nix was a 4-to-1 vote. I voted against Tiffany due to a lot of people in my district. It's nothing against Tiffany personally. I voted against Nate Brewer due to my district as well, and they both will remain in the seats that they have served in since February.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you coming by this morning. Anything else?
And I want to say we have so much good going on, and we are working we really are doing our best as a council to try to work together and to bring different perspectives on some of the great things that are coming to Sylacauga. I mean, we're really flourishing, and Sylacauga is a great place to live, work, and engage in the multiple things that we have to offer. And I'm grateful that I've had the opportunity to serve the city of Sylacauga.
Would you do it again?
Absolutely, 100 times over. You know, you got to take the good and the bad.
Yeah.
It's par for the course. It's, you know, I signed up for this, but I do want it to be, you know, I always have documentation to back up what I say. And, you know, our mayor is continuing to work on, you know, the paving project, and he has other things that he's wanting to see done as well. And I appreciate Mr. Heigel's, you know, commitment to the city for all these years through council and through being our mayor.
All right, Laura, thank you for coming by this morning.
Thank you.
Laura Barlow Heath, District 5 Sylacauga City Council person. And if people want to talk to you more about this, how can they contact you?
Call me anytime. It's 256-404-5033. Please reach out. I'm here to work for the people.
All right, got more Daybreak just ahead. Don't go away.